Well,
Too close.
latest 1 to 11 for Shamrock Rovers great, who's going to pick a player for each position that he played with down through his career. And Alan O'Neill, who we have with us today, has had a really stellar career. He won the Cup, of course, with Rovers in '78 under Giles. He won a Tyler Cup actually in that spell as well, and a Leinster Senior Cup. Went on to win the Cup with UCD, beating Rovers in the final in the replay, which we won't talk about too much, hopefully.
Thought you mightn't.
And then, Alan, I mean, you went to Dundalk, did the double in '88, won the league again in '91. So you have a lot of players to choose from. And then coming back to Rovers, you had that great spell under Ray Tracy when the league was won at RDS. And throw in, a few other awards like Player of the Year at UCD, at Dundalk, at Rovers, in that Ray Tracy era. Janie Mackers, that was one hell of a career.
Certainly was, Colin. It certainly was. And you know what? In the crisis we're in at the moment, we're getting loads of opportunities to think back on the career. I've had great memories. I had a great career. Played for over 20 years. Played with all the top teams. Played with top managers, top players, and was lucky enough to win a few things along the way. But yeah, and one more important thing, made a lot of friends along the way as well.
Yeah, well,
great.
Absolutely incredible, the amount of stuff you won down through the years, and all those players that you played with as well. So I think for you, probably maybe more than anybody we've spoken to so far, the difficulty of actually trying to pin down a 1 to 11 is going to be very tough. So I'm going to be interested to see who you've picked. Just before we get into your 1 to 11, in terms of what's going on at the moment and the coronavirus crisis and everything, how are you managing out?
Yeah, okay, Colin. I'm in the house here on my own. My wife is down minding grandchildren. She has to, because we have newly born twins.
So congratulations.
Yes, thank you very much. So, and then during the day, I'll go out for my walk. I'll do a bit of cooking. I've even started to bake, Colin. Scones and banana bread are my speciality. But yeah, look, just have to get on with it. That's the way it is. We've been dealt an easy hand, Colin, when I look back at previous generations. Generations, I'd be looking at my son now going off to fight in a war. We've been asked to stay in and self-isolate. And look, it's not easy because of what we're used to, but look, we have to.
Sure. Well, listen, the one thing I'll be expecting then the next time I see you at Tallaght Stadium or wherever it is that you'll bring along some of that banana bread for us all too.
You've got it, Con. You've got it.
Okay, that's a deal. Listen, let's go through this team then. And actually, for you, it's kind of difficult in a way, because normally when you're asking somebody to pick their goalkeeper, they'll have played with maybe 5 or 6 goalkeepers. But because of your position, that makes it more difficult in this case for you to pick a number one.
It does and it doesn't, Con. I mean, there was a lot of good goalkeepers around when I was playing. Even in my era, the likes of Richie Blackmore, Dave Henderson. You had, then in latter years, you had Gary Rogers. I wouldn't have played with these lads, but goalkeeping down through the years has been very good in the League of Ireland. And then when I was following Rovers as a young lad, you had the likes of Peter Thomas, who, in my opinion, was the best ever to play in the League of Ireland. But I can't pick Peter. I think so, yeah. But I can't pick Peter because I didn't play really with him, and he was only finishing his career. You had Pat Dunn and Mick Smith. And why I say it was easy, the best guy, if I was to pick a team now, surprise, it's an exposed player too, it would be my brother Dermot, who has never got the credit that he has deserved down through the years. Dermot was a great goalkeeper. He was a little bit smaller than me, but great pair of hands, great agility, great application. Didn't win the medals down here. He's won cup medal, and he had one down with Derry City. He captained Derry, and he also had a cup medal with Glenavon up north. Didn't win the medals, but a great goalkeeper, great attitude, and very unflappable. Dermot could. I remember one time he had to work through the night. In them days when we weren't like you were working, we were working. He had to work through the night. He got up at 3. He got up at 12:30, and he was up 12:30 the next day, preparing for a match, played the match, problem. And that's the way he was. He was unflappable. If that had been me now, I would have been bits. But very easy choice for me, Colin. Dermot would definitely be my number one.
Okay. You mentioned that he wasn't the tallest. Maybe if he was 6 inches taller, it could have made all the difference in terms of in with his career.
Yeah, I think so. I wasn't the tallest side. I barely hit 6 foot. Dermot was about 5'11". You needed to be 6'2", 6'3", and you could push on. The English clubs would come over and look at you. We didn't have that height, but I think what we had was ground. We had a bit of Gaelic football in our background, and that certainly helped. And the phone is going. Sorry, Tom.
That's all right. That's what happens with live TV. This isn't live TV. But, I think I've got mine. In fact, I'm going to put mine on mute now.
Yeah, so am I.
Make sure.
I'm going to turn it off, Con, to be safer. Power off. It's off.
Dermot O'Neill then in
number
goal.
1. Yeah.
Right back then. Number 2.
Yeah. Again, and when you say I'm talking about you're looking at the early Rovers team. I'm talking about the Dundalk team, and I'm talking about the UCD team, and then also I was involved interleague and Olympic levels. This right back for me would be Harry Kenny. Great Rovers player. Great ability, great at getting down the line, good crosser of a ball, and very, very good defender. I think he won everything in the game, Harry did. I played with him. He was only breaking into the Rovers team as I was leaving in the early 80s. Great player. Played with Harry in the Olympic team and the interleague team. Great player. There were other good right backs around, there's no doubt. I mean, I'd mention my colleague at 2 of them at Dundalk. You had Gino Lawless and Dave Mackey, very underrated players. And Eamon Gregg, who I didn't really play with that much. Yeah. But I would go for Harry Kenny right back.
Okay. So H at right back. Left back number 3?
Yeah, again, a lot of good left backs. I played a bit with Kevin Brady, John Cody in the interleague and Olympic teams. Martin Moran at UCD, very, very good left back, really good. But the one I would pick for would be Martin Lawler from Dundalk, from my days at Dundalk. Great player. A fella I thought he had everything. He should have really gone abroad for me because he was that good. Very strong, good in the air, overlapping, get down the line, good crosser of a ball. And what I loved about Martin too, he was a winner. He had a focus and a desire. He wanted to win everything. So for me, Martin Lawler left back.
I wonder, would Martin Lawler also fit into the character to the category of maybe toughest player you ever played with? He always struck me as really tough.
Kick his own mother. No, I wouldn't quite put it that way, but yeah. Martin was uncompromising, to say the least.
That's one way of putting it, yeah.
Yeah, uncompromising, yeah. He didn't take too many prisoners. Great defender, but someone that you'd love to have in front of you. You knew, if someone was going by unnecessarily, they wouldn't necessarily get by him, if you know what I mean. He did everything to make sure you didn't do. But a great player, great attitude, and an out-and-out winner. He was part of that before I played, when he was part of that great Dundalk back four as well, with Tommy Mack and Dermot Keeley. So yeah.
And who was the other centre? Paddy Dunning, was he the other centre half?
Paddy Dunning, yeah, there was Paddy Dunning. Tommy Mack was played right back. Dermot Keeley was the other centre half, and then you had Martin left back. Great back four, and then you had Richie behind him.
You would have played with Paddy Dunning at UCD.
Yeah,
was he there at the same time as you?
I was, yeah. He played in that game that you don't want to talk about in '84.
I've wiped it from my memory completely.
Paddy was a great player. Paddy had no pace whatsoever. I mean, if you were to do just a straight 10-yard sprint, you'd leave Paddy miles behind. Yeah, he had this great ability when running with opposition forwards to get his body in the way, blocked them, and was never cut for speed. Very good in the air, and tactically so aware at the back. He was a great organiser at the back. Paddy was a very good centre back, yeah.
But who are the two centre halves?
Yeah, he came in, as I was saying, you mentioned him. I played with Peter Eccles, Johnny Fulham. I mean, for me, Johnny was one of the best ever League of Ireland players, but I didn't play long enough with him. But Johnny was a great. Who else would I have played with? James Call from Dundalk, who probably never got the credit he deserved. Great centre half, great ability to win in the air. Great ability to put centre forwards off and not let them jump while he was jumping. But the two centre backs, I went for two centre backs, Colin, one being the playing centre back, and I went for Mick Neville from Rovers and Derry. Mick was a great player, great striker of a ball, good header, not bad header, great reader of the game as well, but a good all-round, you could depend on Mick, and he was a leader too. And the other centre back I went for was Noel Sinnott. Noel won 3 caps with the international team back in the late 70s.
Yeah.
When I joined Rovers, I think back in I'm talking 73, I joined Rovers. Noel came up to Rovers in 74 as an outside left. and was very quickly transformed into a centre half. Very quickly. And to win 3 caps, I mean, it shows you how well he did. Great ability. Again, wouldn't be the tallest for centre back. Great ability to get up and hang in the air and win headers. Very good talker and organiser. So like with Mick and Noel Sinnott there, you plenty of organisation and leadership there at the back. So yeah, they would be my 2 centre backs.
And Noel Sinnott, of course, scored a great goal for Rovers when he was playing for Waterford in the cup, which he hates to be reminded about.
Oh, I know, yeah. Well, it does tend to come up quite a lot when we go to Rovers matches together. A lot of lads come up. Mick Cairns will be come up thanking him again, you know. But it's not one that he's very proud of. But Noel was a great Rovers player and loved playing with Rovers.
I'd say he'd be proud to get into your team, because the amount of good centre halves that you played that haven't made the team, and he has. That's some, reward.
Yeah, no. I mean, we had a relationship too, like a good relationship on the pitch, which was great. Good talking, and we got on. You pick someone that you can trust. Yeah. Not that I mentioned the other centre backs. Peter Eccles, great player for Rovers down through the years. Paddy Dunning, again, I didn't play. I played 2 seasons with Paddy. And up in Dundalk, James Call. So a lot of great centre backs around. There were. But I went for no.
What are you doing midfield wise then? Is it 4 in midfield, 3?
No, I'm going to play 3 in midfield. I was thinking of 4, but I'm going to go 4-3-3.
Okay.
And of the right side of the 3, maybe a lot of people play him in the middle, but it's Pat Bourne. Pat Bourne from Rovers. Again, didn't play with him at Rovers, played against him many a time. But played with him on the Olympic team and the interleague team. Wonderful player, great vision. He didn't look very quick, but he could get around the park. Great passer of a ball. Just a really good player, and looks always someone that you'd like in your team. Great free kick taker. I remember playing for Dundalk and Milltown down the back end. That picture you had behind you down the other end, and he planted one of them at the left-hand corner. Was never too happy about it. Well, Pat was a great player, wonderful. Yeah. And again, several international caps. When it was hard to get international caps under Jack Charlton, Pat got a great player.
Yeah. Maybe one of the best. 2 more midfielders then, centre midfield?
Yeah, I'm going for it. I like a battling centre midfielder. And I've gone for Gino Lawless. Gino, who I played many a time with at Dundalk. And Gino would swap between right back and centre mid. But I'd have Gino in centre midfield. Great tackler, really strong. Could play a bit too, but really strong player. Great tackler. Someone that you'd want there in the middle of the park mopping things up and giving Pat the freedom to get forward. Do his thing. So I picked Gino there, the centre midfield.
Okay, I'm liking the balance of this midfield. All right, who have you got on the left hand side?
The left was a great player. Barry Keogh, the late and great Barry Keogh. Played with Barry at Dundalk. Wonderful talent, wonderful player. A great lad too, great bloke to play with. Very strong, could get down that left wing, no problem. Good crosser of a ball, good tackler. He had everything. And like we've all read the stories about Barry going to Manchester United and why they didn't sign him, no one knows. I mean, I remember the story of him walking off with Brian Robson and he's saying, well, you'll be signed now. Or maybe it was Ray Wilkins, one or of the two of them. And United didn't sign him. It came as a shock. And then we all know what happened to Barry, like with his illnesses. But a great player. And someone I'd want on my side. Yeah,
and still in Dundalk, he's still a kind of a legendary figure.
Yeah, I mean, I see. I'm on social media a bit too, Colin. I just see regular references from the journalists up in Dundalk about Barry and how good he was, and the photographs they show. And just a great lad, and taken far too soon from him.
Absolutely, yeah. So then you've 3 up front, side.
Yeah, I'm going up. Well, again, it's 3. It'll be movement between the 3 and Con. Yeah, but an old friend of mine, a great friend of mine, but a lad I'd played with at Rovers and at Dundalk, Terry Everson, the warrior. Terry was a warrior. You could rely. Terry would put his head where other people wouldn't put their feet, you know.
That's why he lost his teeth, isn't it?
I think that's why he lost his hair so early. But Terry, great header of the ball, good crosser. Not a bad finisher. Probably could have scored a few more goals, although you won't like me saying that. But when you were in the trenches, when you wanted someone up there to battle for you, he was always there. Great player and good to have on your side.
And let's take the other. I suppose if they're
okay, whatever. Yeah, I'm going to go for Liam Coyle.
Oh yeah,
Liam Coyle from Derry City. Now, there's a lot of contenders for up front. Con, I mean, you've Mick Bourne from Rovers, you've Peter Hanrahan from Dundalk, Desi Gorman. I could go on, but I've gone for Liam Coyle. He'd score goals for you. Great ability.
And you played with him in the Olympic team.
League and the Olympic.
How he qualifies for this?
Yeah. So he was a great player, and scored goals too, Con. But great ability. I mean, I think he won in Northern Ireland a couple of international caps for Northern Ireland. Well, great ability to hold the ball up, bring others into the game, and as I say, a good finisher as well. So he would be in there. And then the last one, I wanted a goal scorer, Con. We all need a goal scorer, an out-and-out goal scorer. I played with a couple of my time. I played with the great Mick Leach, but it was only Mick was finishing his career at that stage. Turlock was another, Turlock O'Connor, up there, I think the top 3 or 4 goal scorers ever in the League of Ireland. But I never actually played with Turlock.
Right.
But the one I'm going to go with is Stephen Gagan. When I went back to Rovers in the early 90s, Stephen was just starting out there. I think he might have been in the 2nd or 3rd season. Scored something like 23, 24 goals for us that year. He only stayed the one season. He moved then to Shells. And I think over the next, Rovers supporters won't like it, but over the next 4 or 5 years, I think he was top goal scorer 3 of them years.
Yeah.
Great goal scorer, pace, good finisher. Not the tallest, but brave lad as well. And he would be.
I think Ray Tracy would probably have to get a lot of credit for bringing Stephen in from non-league football and kind of developing him at the.
Yeah, he did. Ray had a good few, but when I went back to Rovers that time in '93, he had the makings of a very good side. He had Stephen, he had John Toll, he had Peter Eccles, he had Gino Brazil. Yeah. So we had the makings, and he put a couple of players with that. Myself, Terry came in, Alan Bourne, I think, came in, Ozo came in. So, but Gago was a great finisher, and
so we go through the team then. Dermot O'Neill, the bro, in goal.
Yeah.
A back 4 of Harry Kenny, Mick Neville, Noel Sinnott, and Martin Lawler. Midfield 3, and what a midfield 3: Pat Byrne, Gino Lawless, and Barry Keogh. And then up front, Terry Everston, Stephen Gagan, and Liam Coyle. It's some team, Alan. There is.
I like it. A lot of the younger Rovers supporters or the younger League of Ireland supporters wouldn't know a lot of these players. But these were great players. I mean, it's always hard to compare eras. Definitely eras. I'd have to say, and I would look at the Rovers team of that '80s that I didn't play with. They were top team. I'd love to see that team playing in current days with the fitness levels and the full-time training that the current lads have. But it was a great era to play League of Ireland football in, Con, and there were many great players.
Who would you captain that team on? I suppose you have a few contenders in there, really.
Jesus, loads of contenders. You'd have Mick Neville, you could have Pat Bourne, Noel Sinnott, Martin Lawler. I think I'd probably give it to Pat Bourne. Pat led that Rovers team in the 80s and probably made Pat the skipper. And then who would you make manager, Con? That's the next one. Well, I'm the manager.
Well, there's a question for you to answer. If you had to pick a manager that you played under, and God, again, you played under some good.
I did, didn't I? You'd have Gilesy, you have Turlock, you have Jim McLaughlin, who I played with under Interleague. I suppose the most successful manager I played under would have been Turlock. So I'd have to get Turlock to manage it. But I played under Jim. Jim was a great manager with the Interleague team and the Olympic Games. And Gilesy as player manager, again, I didn't play long enough. I only played a season and a half, I think we had with Gilesy.
Yeah.
But he was player manager. But it's unbelievable to play with, because he was playing and he'd go in and give the team talk at half time and was able to recall different instances that other people were involved in. Yeah. How he did it, I don't know. Unbelievable stuff. But he could recall different instances, what happened up the corner flag. And I'm there sitting, I can't remember it, you know. But many great managers.
Is the reason that he didn't get into the 1 to 11 the fact that he was kind of in the twilight of his career when you were?
Absolutely, yeah. Johnny Fulham and if I was to name my top 3 League of Ireland players, it would be Johnny Giles, Johnny Fulham, and Pat Bourne. They were the 3 best in my book. but I didn't play long enough. The two Johnnies, Johnny Fulham and Johnny Giles, when we won the cup in '78, both were 38 years of age. So I think our best days were behind them, and that's why they wouldn't have been in the team. So I was trying to pick lads who had played a good few years with me or in the league.
And I've one last question before we let you go, Alan. In the current context, when you look at somebody like Jack Byrne, can you compare him to a Pat Byrne or a Gilesy, or how good is he?
Yeah. What I would say, Con, is Jack is a great player. He's a season and a half here in the league as a top player, and he's really potentially he has the ability to be a Pat Byrne, to be a Johnny Giles. Will he reach them heights? I don't know. That's up to Jack. He has all the qualities. He has the ability. I think what Jack has now is he has the head on his shoulders. Maybe a younger Jack Byrne, yes, I would say he had all the ability, but did he have the application? Now he has the focus. He has players around him, and Rovers are a winning club now again. They're back winning. I think it'll be hard for Rovers now to hang on to Jack over the next season if he continues to progress as he has done over the last 18 months.
Well, listen, Alan, it's great talking to you. I don't know if that's you over my shoulder there.
I'm not sure either.
It could be.
It's far away. It could be.
I'm not wearing the glasses, so I can't say for sure.
I'm not sure. It looks very familiar, all right. It looks a familiar pose of mine.
It just does, and even the jersey. I think you wore that jersey.
Yeah.
We'll see you at Tala soon, and I'll be in the West Stand for that banana bread. So I look forward to
banana bread. I'll have a few, Con. It's done.
Mind yourself in the meantime.
You don't want a scone, no. Go on.
Well, bring them too. Yeah.
Take it. Lovely talking to you, Con. Take it. Stay safe.
Thanks a lot.
See you. Bye bye.